faithfulness and your modesty. So I will not start counting all the things you have done to thank you, because then we wouldn't have time for anything else in this session.
You could count the bad things also.
And I would like to welcome everyone. I'd like to thank you for your presence here on a weekend day. It is not to be taken for granted, and we would like to take stock of the situation. We would like to take stock of the experience that we have made in Iraq. This is an open discussion. Most of us know each other. I also would like to thank very much the experts that have come, that haven't been participating in the round tables, but that they are always valuable resources for us and provide advice. They are connected to the political sphere, to the private sector, to the think tanks in the city. Kilian Belz, who was with us, for example, in the preparation of the National Dialogue and contributed also to the roadmap that we wrote for it. Of course, Dr. Abdelbari Al-Modaris, a polymath who speaks more languages than I have years of university on my shoulders. I'm very grateful that you're here, Abdelbari. And of course, everyone else who has contributed to this initiative. I would like to give you a very short idea about what was the role of the foreign experts, because it's not something that needs to be explained probably. Why would foreign European experts participate in the national dialogue, and in what function would they do so? When we selected and when we called on the experts we wanted to invite to participate, we did not necessarily look for people who were experts on Iraqi political affairs. We needed people who have a knowledge of Iraq and who know the cultural settings, but we did not want to have people who only talk about the political situation in Iraq. Why? Because we believe that the Iraqis that are sitting at the table of the national dialogue know Iraq much better and know the experience of Iraqis much better, and the reality on the ground, than any academic, be he or she a renowned Iraq expert or not. So we didn't see any point of telling Iraqis how the situation in Iraq is and help them analyze the political situation. We had members of parliament at the table, civil society representatives, experts, all the people that Ala just mentioned, and many more. So there's no point in bringing Europeans to discuss the situation in Iraq. We also wanted to avoid that this national dialogue turns into a European-Iraqi conversation, because this was designed to be an Iraqi matter. And the presence of the European experts had the following relevance and the following importance. The European experts were there to provide examples and ideas and experience that we have made previously in Europe, or that they know from any other international context. We wanted to make sure that no one is coming up with like a political statement about the situation in Iraq that could be considered as biased or as a political opinion on the situation. So we wanted to provide an utmost neutrality on the side of the European experts, and indirectly address every now and then a problem that Iraqis can connect to when it comes to post-war, post-conflict experience, reconstruction. Europe has a lot of painful experience with that. Religious and sectarian strife, religious and sectarian violence, or religiously motivated or justified violence, is a big issue in Europe, in the history of Europe. It's been the formative experience, the formative conflict of this continent. The relationship between the state and the citizen, the lack of communication between the state and the citizen, how to involve civil society in the decision-making process, while at the same time respecting that there is a parliament that people have voted and that people have delegated a certain amount of agency to. So these are aspects, these are experiences that we have in Europe. And we also wanted to give some ideas every now and then how Europeans have addressed these issues and where these solutions could be fruitful or conducive to a new social contract. That was the role of the European experts, and that we believe should be the role of every foreign expert who is engaged in this initiative, foreign country in Iraq on our side. If that is a topic that comes up in the national dialogue, that's another issue. But it's not our role to comment on this. We know that Iraqis know how to deal with these issues. We are trying to provide some assistance to this. And this is my experience, to conclude on that, was that this was credible, and that the Iraqis that came to the table, that participated, understood this role of ours and played by the rules, And I must say I was extremely impressed and enchanted by the respectful fashion in which Iraqis sat together and discussed matters that are sometimes matters of life and death, matters of personal security, matters of livelihood. And we know that the problems are real. But I was really impressed by the honesty and at the same time the let's say the cold temper and the reason that people brought to the table to participate in this initiative. And this is, of course, foremost the work of these two gentlemen who were chairing this initiative. But it also was proof and evidence for me that Iraqi society and representatives of the so-called Iraqi political class are interested in the national dialogue and consider it a relevant exercise. Thank you very much.